Police charged Troy Reynolds with DWI back in October of 2022. They say Reynolds ran his bus off the road, damaged it, and kept driving until teachers persuaded him to pull over.
Our Matthew Torres spent the day looking into why the public defender for Reynolds believes those charges should be dismissed. So what happened?
Well, Leslie, to put it simply, his public defenders are arguing his constitutional rights were violated.
48-year-old Troy Reynolds is facing multiple charges, including 9 felony counts of child endangerment. He's accused of driving drunk while bringing kids home from an October field trip in Fairfax County. 44 kindergarteners from D.C. on board.
We expect our children to go to school and come home safe every day, to include if they're on a field trip.
On top of those charges, WSA 9 is learning Reynolds pleaded guilty in February for violating federal regulations, operating a commercial vehicle with faulty brakes, and lacking medical certification he's physically qualified to drive a bus. But in this new motion, Reynolds' public defender is asking the judge to throw out his case, claiming Reynolds isn't getting a fair and speedy trial because the prosecution missed deadlines by about a month, providing some evidence. That includes photos and a witness list, saying they had no time to prepare. The motion reads, the Commonwealth's disregard for the court's orders and failure to comply with their obligation is sufficient to warrant a dismissal of these charges. Senior Assistant Public Defender Amy Jordan slams the office, saying this isn't the first time deadlines have been missed in the past, calling out a lack of resources despite additional funding.
So, Matthew, a quick question for you. What's been the response from the prosecutors? Well,
we did reach out. The spokesperson says because of ongoing motions and pending hearings, the office does not have a comment to provide right now. But we did get a copy of the Commonwealth responding to this motion, breaking down each claim. First off, it acknowledged the prosecutor took over and began reviewing evidence and re-interviewing witnesses weeks after a deadline because the first 2 prosecutors resigned in January and February. Now, the assistant Commonwealth attorney says the first 2 prosecutors presumably had no intention of showing the photographs in question. Now, as far as the witness list, the office admits fault, but argues it should come as no surprise to the defense about few of the witnesses since they were already named in police reports and body cam video. There was a hearing scheduled Friday about this, but tonight we are learning Reynolds now has a plea hearing tomorrow morning. So, Leslie, really, the future of this case could all just change depending on what happens tomorrow.
We'll be watching closely.